Have arrived.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Einhoven Country. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. Shadowwada, playing as the Soviet forces in the blue. And his opponent in the pink or purple trunks is going to be none other than HOI-VIPUKS, playing as the Ostir or Wehrmacht faction. Right off the bat, we see Mr. VIPUKS going for the Kubelwagen. We've seen Kubelwagen being utilized in this map, you know, a lot of times for the OKW, so I suppose it's a good strategy. I don't know, but let's see what we see. Shadowwada, for his part, no tech, just going for conscripts. 3 conscripts to start with. He is laying down some sandbags as he captures territory. Center victory point getting capped by the conscripts. They managed to lose one of their members in the process, but they set up the heavy sandbags as the Kubelwagen gets some shots off at them at range. They Ura away, trying to get themselves past the arc of fire, managing to get themselves suppressed, but getting to some heavy cover by the wrecked little wagon car there. Both Grenadiers and Storm Pios are on the field for VIPUKS. They're getting a flank there on that conscript squad. The conscript squad continues to crawl, but it's now flanked by the Storm Pios, and it's going to get itself annihilated if it doesn't retreat. It does retreat down to 4 men, makes it out of there, and the second conscript squad goes for an Ura, trying to get the flank on that Kubelwagen, but only manages to get itself suppressed down on the street. And again, the Storm Pios do a lot of damage. Front and center, we see VIPUKS going for the battle group headquarters right off the bat, not even getting a second combat infantry, only relying on the Kubelwagen and a single Volksgrenadier squad. Of course, the Storm Pile is really good combat as well, so I suppose it's 3 in total, but he only built 2. Now that the battle group headquarters is out on the field, he's going to be building himself another Volksgrenadier squad to bolster his numbers. Of course, that is understandable. But that puts him in a very, very advantageous position here in the center, as he's going to have essentially a stronghold, especially with those buildings around, although Shadowwada can easily pop his troops in there and be kind of a pain in the ass. The combat engineer squad can get upgraded with a flamethrower and, you know, do a lot of damage to the structure, so it is, of course, a vulnerability at the same time. But with the Kubelwagen for support and the Storm Pios nearby, we see that the engagement on the right-hand side goes in the favor of VIPUKS, forcing the retreat of that conscript squad and the combat engineer squad, trying to reposition itself as it moves around the heavy cover of the walls, but with a flanking squad in the form of the Storm Pio and the Kubelwagen making sure that it can't move, the combat engineer squad is forced away, and away it goes. Second Volksgrenadier squad capturing in the center right now, as we see the other one moving back out. We do have an MG-34 on the field for VIPUKS, as he went for the fortifications. Sorry, never mind. That is the Luftwaffe ground forces doctrine. I assumed, and you know, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. So, the conscripts, now 4 in number, trying to push forward. No additional tech for Shadowwada just yet, but he does select the Doctrine, and that goes for the terror tactics. Ooh, we don't see the terror tactics that often. Pretty similar to the shock rifle frontline tactics and the way that it has shock rifles and the KV-8, but it trades the heavier tank for a precision bombing strike and getting access to the howitzer. So it's an interesting choice. We'll see how it pans out for Mr. Shadowwada. Combat engineers back at base for Shadowwada, building tier 1. Okay, we'll see what he goes for that. And on the far right-hand side, we see VIPUKS moving his troops around, as a conscript squad is going to be coming up on a flank on that MG-34. The MG-34 is repositioning itself. Does it know that the conscript squad is coming? It does know, sets up to face them, and the conscripts move out of the way and hide themselves behind the big stone wall. The MG-34 are going to be turning itself around once again. No, repositioning, and yeah, turns itself around to face the southern approach, making sure that nothing comes up for a flank. Conscripts go all the way up to the north, going to be holding themselves up by those wooden boards. Volksgrenadiers not going to be able to close the distance, as they're going to get themselves killed in the process. So they're going to abandon that sector for now. Far left-hand side, we have an engagement as the Volksgrenadiers and the conscripts engage near the left-hand side of the map. And we finally see the music kicking back in, as we saw or heard. It was a little bit quiet there, but we'll take it. So anyways, conscripts and Volksgrenadiers engaging. The conscripts should win the engagement by themselves, but we do have a Kubelwagen now moving up with the increased firepower there, going down on the conscripts, getting them suppressed and eventually pinned down. The Volksgrenadiers should be able to win that engagement relatively handily. Conscripts in the center, going to be moving on the flank on that Kubelwagen. They do not have access to anti-tank grenades just yet. So that is a nice thing there for Mr. VIPUKS. So we do have the scout car on the field for shadowwada, as he has a combat engineer squad with flamethrowers coming onto the field. Kubelwagen getting itself pretty messed up. Ends up going down to the small arms fire there of the conscripts. And the conscripts do... oh, they did actually have an anti-tank grenade. Huh. I guess it upgraded just as I didn't see it. Oh, no, I think it was the munitions. He didn't have enough when I was looking at it. Volksgrenadier squad retreating as it lost its support from the Kubelwagen down to one man, but it does make it out. We see the Schwerpanzer headquarters going down. Out in the open field, very aggressively placed, but also pretty cool as it covers the center point and helps push onto the left-hand side. Always a threat where that goes down. Oh, mine getting hit there by the scout car. Scout car goes down to one man on the combat engineer squad, and the conscripts also retreat as well. Nice positioning there for the mines of Mr. VIPUKS. And up on the north, munitions point getting capped here by conscripts behind enemy lines. Pretty close to the battle group headquarters, but it isn't currently set up for retreat point. So everybody has to retreat back to base, so makes it a little bit easier to take the point. Jaeger light infantry, or is that... no, Fallschirmjägers, yeah, sorry. Fallschirmjägers getting called in for Mr. VIPUKS, popping from the house. Conscript squad forced to retreat very quickly. They do manage to decap the point, disconnecting the fuel on the far right-hand side. But with the point getting capped again, should be reconnected rather soon. Far left-hand side, a conscript squad by itself, only 3 men left, capturing the point, and the Schwerpanzer headquarters is now online. So it's going to get some shot on the conscripts, potentially eliminating the squad. The squad has to retreat and run the gauntlet through it. The Volksgrenadiers are going to get some shots off on the squad as it retreats. And now that it has to run through it, yeah, that conscript squad is a goner. Unfortunate there for shadowwada. The pathing did not help, and he didn't really have much of a choice. Once the conscripts were spotted by the Schwerpanzer headquarters, that was game over. Game over, man! The scout car still moving around. Hasn't really done too much. Oh, well, of course it hasn't done too much. This is a new one. The other one died right here. Never mind. Moving around, the combat engineers inside have gotten 2 kills, so, you know, they feel pretty proud of themselves, but they're going to need to do a little bit more if they want to win. VIPUKS getting himself a Raketenwerfer. Raketenwerfer should help out quite a lot. Especially against this scout car, can easily kill it off. Double Shreks, or well, both Volksgrenadier squads for Mr. VIPUKS have Shreks, so that is also going to help out a lot against vehicles. So the scout car is going to have a difficult time engaging. Don't have access to Faust, but you do have, access to Shreks, and Shreks nail a conscript and take it down in one shot. Second conscript squad moves into engage. The Volksgrenadiers will lose the engagement by themselves. MG34 getting some shots off through a hole there in the structure, it looks like. Although it's hitting the wall, but it seems to be able to do something. Raketenwerfer backing off under cover as the MG34 gets flamed there by the scout car. Scout car going to be chasing you down and clearing off the weapon. The weapon trying to pack up and move down to one man. Can it make it out of there? The one man is in a great shape. Great position here to make it out. Can it make it out? It looks like it might. Raketenwerfer retreating as well. There's nothing in the way. Shots continue to fly, but it is very, very close to the base, which makes it very likely that VIPUKS can recover it, but it doesn't go down regardless, so nice little save there for VIPUKS, getting very lucky there in the positioning of the troops. Since the guy died over here and it teleported the weapon to him, it actually saved his ass. Volksgrenadier squad on the left, capturing that munitions. Far left-hand side, Storm Pios capturing the victory point, as we see Shreks flying into the center to the combat engineers. Fallschirmjägers engaging the conscripts. The conscripts do not have much of a chance against them with their, what was it, STGs? Did it say there? I forget what it was called, though. Doesn't matter. STG-44, something like that? I'm so bad at that. I always forget those weapons names. Scout car pushing up. The Schwerpanzer headquarters getting some shots off on it. The Volksgrenadier squad with the Shrek also being a little bit of a threat. Shot flies, nails the scout car down to one man on the combat engineers, and they are forced to retreat once again. So shadowwada not having any luck with those scout cars. Doing a little bit of damage in the almost clearing of the MG, but now we have a Lux on the field for Mr. VIPUKS. The conscripts can throw AT grenades, and they will. get the crit on the engine, but the main gun is still online and will still be firing. We do not have, well, actually, no, we do have an AT gun on the field for Mr. Shadowwada. So the conscript squad may be going down. Oh, rear armor hit on the Lux. Can it finish it off? Oh, very close. Gets itself killed, however, as a arcing shot there by the AT gun eliminates the Lux, and down it goes. A little bit overly aggressive there for VIPUKS. Did not manage to get the kill on the squad, and ended up losing his tank. Of course, wouldn't have been that bad of a situation if he had managed to actually get the kill, but you know, you win some, you lose some, right? Scout car getting salvaged there by the Storm Pios. The Storm Pios can go and salvage that Lux as well. MG34 is set up to cover the front approach of the base of Shadowwada. The hedge and trees over there, making it relatively difficult there for the ooh, double suppress going on. Conscript squad coming up for the flank, so the MG34 instantly retreats. Storm Pios getting some shots off on the conscript. The conscript still feeling pretty good. They're going to move out of the way. And so I'm interested to know why Shadowwada went for that Doctrine. I'm actually going to make a note. The 12-minute mark. Notice if he's actually used anything of the Doctrine, because he hasn't even called in a shock group squad. Another scout car on the field for Shadowwada, pushing forward, getting itself annihilated there as the Fallschirmjägers do throw a Faust, finally eliminating the scout car once again. I don't know why I said finally. But everything is pushed back for VIPUKS as Shadowwada just pushes forward with a maxi machine gun and everything in tow, combat engineers with flamethrowers and such. Fallschirmjägers are moving around the map, but I mean, VIPUKS pretty much has Shadowwada pinned almost to his base. Not really to his base, but very close. Has 2/3 of the map in his possession. And we see the AT gun taking some shots at the Schwerpanzer headquarters. Volksgrenadier squad trying to push it back. We see on the right-hand side, Fallschirmjäger squad throwing a grenade at the house, trying to eliminate the combat engineers. Combat engineers going to be popping back into the house. Flamethrower burst goes off on the Fallschirmjägers. Could potentially eliminate him. Oh, does. Wow, nice pickup there for the combat engineers. Fallschirmjäger squad goes down. Maxim machine gun trying to stop the approaching infantry. We do see the AT gun continuously peppering the Schwerpanzer headquarters at range. Does get assaulted here by the Volksgrenadiers, forced to back off. And a grenade flies at the conscripts on the far left-hand side. They manage to dodge that, and the Volksgrenadiers are fine. Maxim machine gun engaging a Volksgrenadier squad in the center. Got to pin down. Could actually eliminate it if it doesn't retreat. Does retreat, and the MG34 should be able to return fire at the MG. There it goes. Once it gets the shots flying, it will get it suppressed and pinned down, meaning that it won't be able to be really effective at all. AT guns continue to get some shots off on the Schwerpanzer headquarters. The Schwerpanzer headquarters not being repaired, doesn't really have much in the way of defenses going. Volksgrenadiers backing off, can get themselves reinforced there by the battle group headquarters. But the Storm Pios kind of need to repair that if they want to keep it alive. Not sure if VIPUKS actually minds if it goes down. I suppose he would prefer it if it didn't. But maybe he doesn't actually care if it does. Combat engineers in the center getting shot by the Schwerpanzer headquarters, forced to retreat as the Storm Pios get on top of them. Maxim machine gun getting, well, pretty much eliminated or pinned down there by the Fallschirmjägers. Fallschirmjägers coming up for the flank, but the oh no, the Schwerpanzer headquarters is still alive. We see the utilization of propaganda artillery right on top of the troops here, forcing the retreat. But everything pushes forward and gets a lot of kills. Even the AT gun goes down, and the Fallschirmjägers could actually be utilized to pick it up. Looks like the Storm Pios are going to be the one. No, the Storm Pios are actually going to salvage. Wow, nice. Nice there by VIPUKS, making sure that nobody can use that weapon, and he actually gets a little something out of it, right? Fallschirmjägers trying to hold the line and trying to make sure that they can finish the salvage operations. They do, and everybody retreats back to base in a nice little package. They could have actually taken the Maxim machine gun or potentially salvaged it, which is unfortunate, but we do have a KV-8 now on the field for Shadowwada, and that is going to be a lot of pain going down right now on VIPUKS. VIPUKS retreating, the Schwerpanzer headquarters trying to do as much as it can against the big-ass tank, but with the flamethrower, it instantly obliterates the structure, and the Shreks are going to fly as the flamethrowers are going to kill all the Volksgrenadiers as well. Rakuten Warfare needs to be brought up relatively quickly. Oh, nice little move here by VIPUKS. He actually moves in the supply half-track to block the path of the KV-8. The KV-8 unable to crush a living vehicle, and it is actually stopped dead in its tracks. Moving forward, combat engineers with flamethrowers engaging the Volksgrenadiers. The Volksgrenadiers can reinforce on the fly still. The battle group headquarters is alive. Combat engineers forced to retreat. Second squad forced to retreat as well. Down to one man. Can they pick it up? No, it does not look like they can pick it up. Propaganda artillery getting called in right on top of all these Volksgrenadiers, getting them pinned down and suppressed. They are trying to break their suppression since they're close by, although I don't think that has anything to do there, right? No. I thought they were retreating, but that's kind of a weird move. Anyways, so the propaganda artillery doing a lot of damage there to the Volks as it pins them down. They are now going to get crushed. Oh, they're all going to get crushed. Oh, well, there's still 3 men left. They hit retreat, and they are going to try and get away. They're actually stopped. They're cold. KV-8 going to get some shots off on it. They managed to make it out of there, so they're okay. Volksgrenadiers and Rakuten Warfare moving out. Rakuten Warfare not getting reinforced. Rakuten Warfare going to get itself killed here as the flamethrower burst goes off. Shots continue to fly at the KV-8. The KV-8 being maybe a little bit overly aggressive there. Takes another shot to the face. Down to about 20% strength at best. And it makes it out of there. Wow. Very bloody fighting here. Very nice back and forth. shadowwada managing to recover his Maxim machine gun in the center with a conscript squad. And we see the KV-8 rolling over the corpse of the Lux. And it doesn't crush it, it just sets it ablaze, which is kind of funny looking. And we see another Rakuten Warfare getting built for shadowwada. No, not shadowwada, sorry. VIPUKS. shadowwada is building himself another Maxim machine gun, to be exact. So that's interesting. But we see a reversal heal as shadowwada pretty much now controls 3/3 of the map. I mean, 3/3, 2/3. Sorry, math is kind of hard. And VIPUKS is trying to recover some territory. Victory points are 245 for shadowwada, 368 for VIPUKS. So I mean, shadowwada down right now, about 100 points, a little bit more. So VIPUKS has a little bit of time to recover and, you know, set itself up in a better shape. But, you know, doesn't really signify too much, I suppose, at this point. They still have a healthy amount of victory points. I mean, shadowwada barely down to half. So, VIPUKS capturing some victory points in the meantime, making sure that the bleed is not too strong. Center point does get decapped here by this Rakuten Warfare as everybody moves out. And I mean, shadowwada doesn't really have that much, and well, I mean, both players don't have too much. I mean, VIPUKS has, what, 2 Volks, Storm Pio, and 2 Fallschirmjägers with the support of an MG for combat. And shadowwada has 3 conscripts, 2 combat engineers, and 2 Maxims for combat. So yeah, I mean, pretty close, pretty even. The difference here is the KV-8, but of course there are 2 Rakuten Warfares, so if it doesn't take care of itself, it can quickly die to those Rakuten Warfares. Essentially a Panzer Shrek on wheels, but I'm pretty sure it actually does more damage in-game, right? Or more penetration, something like that, but it's pretty good. So KV-8 trying to catch a Fallschirmjäger squad on the retreat, manages to get a little bit of a burst going off on it, but makes it out of there just fine. Combat engineers with flamethrowers gonna try and get some extra damage in there, manages to actually catch one of them ablaze, but they all retreat. And the thing is that VIPUKS has lost all of his tech. He doesn't have any tech. He is relying on his space, basically. I mean, he can get himself a battle group headquarters. No, not battle group headquarters. Sorry, the mechanized regiment headquarters, and then getting a King Tiger. That could work. Otherwise, he has to rebuild the tech if he wants to get anything else from those. So another propaganda artillery getting called in right in front of the base for shadowwada. Forces everybody to retreat. It pins him down, right? Are pinned or forced to retreat. Ah, okay, so it either pins him down or it does force a retreat. I mean, I remember the old, you know, Company Heroes 1 propaganda artillery. That one was an instant retreat, right? And it didn't have the pin, but this one behaves a little bit differently. I guess it's a 50-50 chance of either just pinning it down or forcing it to retreat. Rakuten Warfare is getting some shots off on the KV-8. The Maxim machine gun stopping all the approaching infantry as we have both Maxim machine guns just bearing down on the front of the base. We do see a airborne assault getting called in by Mr. VIPUKS. That is going to be a an assault on all the troops, and once it's done, it's actually going to drop a Fallschirmjäger squad. There it goes. The Fallschirmjäger squad also coming onto the field, making it very easy here for VIPUKS to just simply push forward. Strafing runs continue to fly. The Maxim machine guns down to very low amounts of health, but forced to retreat. And we do still have those Raketenwerfers on the field. The Raketenwerfers turning around, gonna get some shots off on the side of that KV-8. KV-8, oh, getting some 2 hits on the rear, down to about 30% strength, forced to retreat, and a conscript squad goes down for shadowwada. Nice little move right there. VIPUKS pushing forward with everything he's got. He is now up to 3 Fallschirmjäger squads, which is pretty good. Fallschirmjägers have those sexy rifles.
Airborne assault is now available. Stukas and Fallschirmjägers.
Stukas and Fallschirmjägers. And the KV-8 makes its way back home, as we see the Tier 2 pretty close to the outside, and Tier 1 pretty back up here. I mean, again, it is like a good idea. I mean, this is a nice positioning for it. It's still behind a hedge, but it does allow you to build there. But we now have the 152mm howitzer on the field for shadowwada, currently aiming down the base. We'll keep an eye on that, I suppose, and let me set it up like that. There you go. Keep an eye on that and see how much damage it does. Fallschirmjägers pushing forward, gonna get themselves cooked by the KV-8. 2 of the squads forced to retreat, very low in health. 3rd squad backing off as it takes some damage. Rex flying at the KV-8, the KV-8 taking a little bit of damage, forced to back off. Raketenwerfers are nearby, holding their holding themselves, holding the line. But we do see a 2nd KV-8 now on the field for shadowwada. That is a very aggressive stance. I mean, of course, we see that there is no, vehicles on the field for VIPUKS, so that is a brilliant move, as 2 KV-8s are just going to do a lot of damage. So the KV-8's pushing forward. One of the Raketenwerfers goes down, apparently to the Maxim machine gun. Not sure how that happened. It means it's just stood there for a while. Pin down on the Raketenwerfer, not allowing it to do too much, forcing the retreat here as the KV-8s get on top of it, cooking them alive very quickly, and a propaganda artillery getting called in right on top of the Raketenwerfers. Raketenwerfers could be stolen here by shadowwada, or it could not, I suppose. And we do see the mechanized regiment headquarters going down for VIPUKS. So we'll see if he goes for anything. I mean, that of course gives you access to some stuff. And we see the artillery going down into the base. A very, very painful thing that you have to deal with in a lot of situations. The KV-8s going into the base, they're going to try and get a lot of damage in there. The Shreks are alive, however, so they can get a lot of damage on the KV-8s. KV-8s may be going down here. Oh! A massive hit by the artillery, eliminating an entire Volksgrenadier squad with Shrek included. But this KV-8 is in a bad spot, does have a damaged engine. Shrek on the Volksgrenadier squad eliminates it, so at least he manages to pick one up. The mechanized regiment headquarters has gone down, or well, it's gone down in the sense that it has been built, but it does get eliminated here by the KV-8, so nothing gets built from that, but that does give access to this, so maybe that could work. KV-8 now backing off, as it did take a little bit of damage, but we do see that 14 kills got hit there by the howitzer. That was very painful there for Mr. VIPUKS. He is currently salvaging everything that he can, so in the sense of the buildings and the troops. So that is going to give him the fuel that he needs. He does have the manpower, so I think that is the trick. Yeah. Königstiger, the King Tiger, going to be coming up in a little while. How long is the build time for this going? Well, we'll see how long it takes. Or I'm not actually going to count it, but whatever. Doesn't matter. So for now, shadowwada just continues to push forward. Going to be capturing some map, but it looks like VIPUKS may be putting out his ace in the hole. Whether it's going to work out or not, who knows? I mean, his base sector has taken quite a bit of damage. Well, actually, it's actually quite fine. It's only taking a little bit of damage. But it could quickly go down to a KV-8, so if shadowwada is, invokes the spirit of Von Ivan that we saw once upon a time, he could just go for trying to go for the base kill and just, finish him off like that. Artillery just showering into the base. Not getting anything killed. We do see a Fallschirmjäger squad retreating. Oh, managing to dodge that quite well, but the King Tiger is coming into play. It's taking a while. Shreks continue to fly, getting some nice hits there on the KV-8. The KV-8 just circling around, making sure that it is continuously harassing but not risking itself too much. Shots continue to fly into the base, doing some more damage to the headquarters. The headquarters is at about 75% strength, but the King Tiger is about done. So, looks like VIPUKS may be able to pull that off. Maxim machine gun hold up inside that shack, gonna be stopping these Fallschirmjägers as they're trying to cap that point. They do have some heavy cover, but it looks like they're getting shot on the flank there, so they're not gonna be able to really do much. They may be able to decap the point, yeah they do, but they're gonna get themselves pinned down, and the King Tiger hits the field with a supply half truck right behind it. So the King Tiger now on the field, could get upgraded if it wanted to. The KV-8 now pushes forward as it tries to go for the kill, it looks like, but it's gonna run straight into the King Tiger. King Tiger gets a shot. KV-8 down to a very small amount of health. Looks like he's going to be trying to finish the game here as the KV-8 goes down, but we do see a bombing strike right on top of the HQ. Oh, a lot of damage to the HQ, but it's still alive at about maybe 40% strength. Needs to get some repairs desperately, making sure that he doesn't lose in that sense, but has managed to do a lot of damage here as the Maxim machine gun out in the open did get taken out. King Tiger pushing forward. Again, could get a shot off on that if he wanted to, but looks like he's not going to be wasting any shots on that. King Tiger continues to push forward by itself. Does not have any support of the infantry. Fallschirmjägers moving out by themselves, as they have been continuously getting barraged there by the artillery. Artillery now up to 16 kills. Hasn't done too much after the last one, the first barrage, I mean, but it is continuously doing damage to the HQ. The Storm Pioneers are moving around in the center of the map, so they're not even wanting to cover. Rocket Warfare getting captured there by the conscript squad. The conscript squad may be going down. No, down to one man, but, well, manages to eliminate that as that is a King Tiger. HE grenade does go off on the King Tiger, managing to inflict a little bit of damage, but not too much. The KV-8 is going around. Looks like it's going to be wanting to go for a base race. Base sector is very low in health, so that is a potential kill condition right there, or win condition for Mr. shadowwada. We do have a Fallschirmjäger squad in the way that will be detecting the KV-8 before it hits the base, so he now knows what's happening. Fallschirmjäger squad does go down, but we do have, I mean, he could potentially build a base. How much does it cost? 40, 40, 80? Well, he's at 35. Could potentially build a base building. Turn the truck into something, and that could actually work. Everybody backing off. The KV-8 now back at base, getting some shots off on the building. Is that going to work? Does look like it may work. Base sector going to be going down. He did it! He did it! So VIPUKS goes ahead and builds the battle group headquarters in the center of the map right before, or right as, looked very, very close. Right as the base sector goes down, and thus canceling the win condition there for shadowwada, and shadowwada must not be feeling very good about that right now. Feels that he has, oh, mine gets hit there as the Storm Piles rush to the King Tiger's aid to get the repairs going. The battle group headquarters has not been finished, but it should get finished rather soon. And the KV-8 looks like it's going to make its escape as the King Tiger was barreling in its direction, trying to finish it off. Combat engineers on the right-hand side running into some Fallschirmjägers. The Fallschirmjägers just going to wreck them completely. Down to one man. Can they pick up the kill? They do, and there's a flamethrower on the field. They're going to pick up the flamethrower and probably make them their way out of there. King Tiger has been fully repaired, now back to full strength, and the battle group headquarters is alive and quite well. VIPUKS does kind of need to dispatch Storm Pioneers. Does kind of need to get the repairs going on the battle group on the HQ, I guess, or maybe not. Is he going to? Well, who knows. AT guns trying to set up for shadowwada against the King Tiger. The King Tiger taking it like a boss. Rocket Warfare trying to get stolen there. Once again gets eliminated. The Rocket Warfares could actually just be going down here as the King Tiger just pushes forward, absorbing shot after shot from the AT guns. The AT guns not being able to do too much damage to the King Tiger, as it is, of course, the King of Tigers. Another AT grenade does go off on the King Tiger, managing to get the damage on the engine, getting it suppressed, or not suppressed, but, getting its engine damage. The HQ still there, still not doing too much, as the medics are healing up the Storm Pios as they, as they repair. The King Tiger has been repaired. As far as the engine goes, because if I'm not mistaken, once you repair above 75% strength, the engine damage goes away, right? You don't have to repair to full strength. I believe that was a change that was made, so that you couldn't get snared above 75% strength, and it goes away at 75. So I think if it's a different percentage, let me know, because of course, you know, I always get things wrong. Center map, a big clusterfuck engagement going on all over the place. King Tiger getting some shots off on the right-hand side. Storm Pyos and the Fall Shoemakers trying to get some shots off in the center. Shots continue to fly. The AT guns do go down. Combat Engineers trying to do as much as they can against the Tiger. The Tiger eliminating another Combat Engineer squad, and the Flamethrower gets dropped on the field. Combat Engineers rushing forward. It looks like they're trying to go for the AT gun. The AT gun in the back taking some more shots. Has brought the Tiger down to about half strength, so that is not very good there for the King Tiger, but the King Tiger managing to eliminate the second AT gun. Another shot should eliminate the remaining guys. There it goes, and the AT gun has been brought down to very low amounts of health. AT grenades do go off on the King Tiger, but the King Tiger doesn't have anything to really worry about right now, and since the AT guns are down, Fall Shoemaker is going to be focusing on the AT gun, it looks like, to take it down. The conscripts were very healthy, so they are able to set up and going to get a shot off. Oh, the King Tiger very low in health. But yeah, manages to return some fire there, and the AT gun should be going down. King Tiger in the center of the map does need some repairs desperately. Fall Shoemakers picking up another flamethrower, making sure that they're equipped with that. And we see that shadowwada pretty much doesn't have anything left on the field. Has 2 conscript squads, and oh, he did manage to steal a Raketenwerfer, so that's pretty good. 6-man Raketenwerfer, pretty cool. Can retreat, so that's actually quite nice. And the Storm Pyos, again, going to have a lot of work ahead of them as they have to repair that Tiger back to at least 75% strength to make sure that it has a full working engine. Storm Pyos can get called in, you know, it doesn't have to be built from the HQ, so that is still an option available there, but doesn't look like VIPUKS seems to be wanting to do that. Well, maybe he hasn't noticed. I don't think he hasn't noticed, but we'll see. Shrek's and the Volksgrenadiers moving up to do some cleanup work. Gonna get some shots off on Maxim machine guns and everything else left in the form of weapons. Making sure that shadowwada has to spend the resources to rebuild the weapons if he wants to field them. Fall Shoemaker squad with flamethrowers being quite effective here against the infantry. They do lose a little bit of potency as far as combat goes with the flamethrower. Because, you know, the guns themselves are pretty good. But, you know, if the flamethrower burst goes off, it can do a lot of damage. King Tiger back to working order as it is repaired in the engine, being able to move around and get some shots off going, and shadowwada throws in the towel as he realizes that there's not a lot that he can do. I mean, I don't think there was a lot that I don't think there was, you know, a lot that he couldn't do. I guess he was running out of time, however. 58 points left and a triple cap going against him. Yeah, that's probably why he threw in the towel. He had a lot of fuel he could have invested into higher tech. You know, would have taken a while, of course, but, you know, potentially could have held in there, but the map control was not going in his direction, and he didn't manage to get the kill on the King Tiger, which kind of sealed the deal there. Wow. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.